Hello and welcome to the final video in our series about the North Node in the signs. We are the astrologers of Pandora Astrology. I'm Jamie Gale Miller. I'm in Berkeley, California.
I'm Julia Mijas in San Francisco, California.
Today, we're going to tell you what it's like when you have the North Node in Pisces in your natal chart, which means, of course, that you have the South Node in Virgo. We're going to talk about what this might mean for your past lives and also your future evolution as a soul.
Yes. So the nodes, what are they? They're not actual physical bodies in the sky like the moon or planets, but they're calculated points having to do with the moon's ecliptic. And what they do on an interpretive level is they cut a path of destiny across the chart. You can look to the South Node, which is that little light green U shape, to sort of speak to either karma, if you're spiritually open to the idea of karma in past lives, and if you're not, then another way of understanding the South Node is it can explain your early life conditioning in this life. And the South Node, represents often things, its sign and placement in the chart can show us areas of our life where we feel very comfortable, stuff that's old hat to us, stuff that's familiar territory, so to speak. So the South Node can speak to our talents on some level. However, we can stagnate on an evolutionary level if we live in our South Node for too long. And that's where the North Node comes in. So that's the other symbol, the upside down U. And the North Node represents what you need to evolve in this lifetime to bring you forward, to release karma, to do your most personal growth. And so the North Node, usually its sign and placement can feel a little risky to us. It can feel a little scary, a little bit different because it's so unfamiliar. However, when we start living into our North Node more, we actually find that we can make a quantum leap in terms of our own personal evolution or even releasing past karma and bringing ourselves forward a bit spiritually.
Absolutely. Yeah, letting go and dropping the ballast of those past life experiences can just speed our evolution in a tremendous way. Having the South Node in Virgo suggests that you're drawing on many past lives spent working hard, focused on details, perhaps as an artisan or craftsperson of some kind. You may also be drawing on past lives spent in servitude or even as an enslaved person. In the best of those lives, you spent your time crafting fine things and enjoying the state of deep absorption that Virgo is capable of. In the worst of those lives, your energies were spent entirely in the service of another, possibly to the point of erasing yourself or having no time at all for self-discovery, contemplation, or what I like to call blessed solitude. In this life, to truly evolve with your North Node in Pisces, you've got to focus less on the physical world and more on the metaphysical one. You are still here to serve, but not through duties that impact the world in measurable material ways, but in the hearts and minds of other living beings. In this life, you must become more spiritual, you must explore the non-physical, and you must expand your circle of empathy to include compassion for those you might not really understand. As you evolve, open your heart to universal love and spend time alone so your empathic sensitivity can grow. We have two charts as examples, very different examples. We always try to present a broad field of examples of people who have or have had the North Node in Pisces. And Julie is going to tell you about the chart of Elizabeth Taylor, and then I'm going to speak to the chart of Nostradamus.
Yeah, well, Elizabeth Taylor, everyone knows who she is. Well, we were looking at her North Node in Pisces. Pisces is known as the sign of the chameleon, and it's really suitable if you want to evolve your soul through the medium of acting. And of course, Elizabeth Taylor was a very famous actress. Now, it's a great way to try out a variety of unfamiliar life experiences within this single life that you're living. And as you can see, Elizabeth Taylor had had 4 planets in Pisces in her chart, in addition to the North Node. Now, Taylor has been described as rapturously beautiful, famous for her violet eyes and ability to create a larger-than-life, glamorous, dreamlike image. I mean, she was everyone's dream girl at a time, which is so Piscean. Taylor's mother was often told that her daughter should audition for films. So at the age of 12, she was cast in National Velvet because she had the required English accent and horse riding skills for the part. Now, this is where things took off for her, but the life of an actress who starts out as a child is often really, really fraught. So Taylor had many, many love affairs and multiple marriages. In fact, she's really well known for all of those marriages. And eventually she gained a reputation as being a homewrecker. Now, she had more husbands than Henry VIII had wives, if you were to compare the two. And one of them, which was Richard Burton, she actually even married twice. It's as if, in leaning into her Pisces North Node, she tried to be the ultimate dream girl for every man, but upon marrying him, found that maybe she actually didn't even want him. And there's that picky and perfectionistic South Node in Virgo there, along with the fiercely independent virgin goddess Pallas Athena in square to it. Now, the studio she worked for, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, took advantage of the scandals by working them into her public image. Now, Taylor's sex appeal was used to promote a wide variety of films whose themes had nothing to do with the fact. Her role in Cleopatra, however, was arguably her biggest one, and the one everybody knows her for. Now, Taylor's Virgo South Node really did hold her back. She did suffer, unfortunately, from ill health, often halted productions on her films as a result. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful example of, both a little bit of the South Node in Virgo, as well as her embodying that North Node in Pisces. Now, I'm really interested in hearing about Nostradamus. He's a very fascinating historical figure and how the nodes play out for him.
Yeah, so true. So here's the chart of Nostradamus. Michel de Nostradam was a French doctor, astrologer, and occultist. Fittingly for his South Node in Virgo, he was a doctor turned prophet, literally. You've probably heard of Nostradamus and his prophecies, but you may not know that he was an important healer during the Black Plague. Nostradamus was trained in medicine by his maternal great-grandfather and learned herbalism and astrology as appropriate for a physician of his time. He was never very good at astrology, though, because he tended to make mistakes when drawing up charts. He also had the Inquisition to deal with. His background in herbalism allowed him to create a pill out of rose hips during the Black Plague in Marseille in 1545. Rose hips have vitamin C in them, something that's well known today, but not at all known then. So he was largely dismissed as a quack, even though his remedy helped people to heal instead of dying, which most of them were doing at the time. He also advocated washing hands, very Virgo South Node, right? And also a very uncommon practice at the time. They weren't washing their hands. No wonder they had a plague. He's perhaps most well known by advocates and skeptics alike for his book of prophecies, which came to him in a trance unbidden and which he wrote down in poetry. It's hard to imagine anything more Piscean than prophecies received in an unasked for trance and written in poetry. Those are all very Pisces things. If one takes these writings as a sincere depiction of psychic information he received and account, what am I saying here? Oh, yes. If you take these writings that he did as a sincere depiction of psychic information that he actually received and write down, and we account for the fact that he may have had genuine visions of a future that he had no context for and no way to fully understand, then his prophecies are nothing short of amazing. In the centuries since 1555, he has been credited with the accurate prediction of many significant world events, such as the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte and Adolf Hitler, the atom bomb, and September 11th. It's hard to know whether these associations with events of our time are true, but for sure, his prophecies have some zingers that make your hair stand on end. There's a wonderful movie about Nostradamus that bears his name, made in 1994. And as you can see, the nodes in his chart square his sun, giving him a strong sense of destiny and purpose. Well, that's all for today. If you have the North Node in Pisces, this video is designed to help you find your evolutionary path and get on it, and steer away from the path of stagnation that is your South Node in Virgo. You'll find more great North Node videos like this one on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, gathered together into a single playlist. Thanks for watching this video to the end, and if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like it, share it, and to subscribe to our channel. You can find us at pandoraastrology.com, and we'll see you around the cosmos.
Bye-bye.